Hi everybody, today I am going to be reading to you Chapter 1 of Enola Holmes, The Case of the Missing Marquess, I hope I said that right, by Nancy Springler. It is a major motion film on Netflix. It came out a little bit ago, and yeah, alright. I had stood still for a moment too long. Heavy footsteps sounded behind me. I leapt forward to flee, but it was too late. The footballs rushed upon me. An iron grip gasped my arm. I wanted to scream, but a steely hand clamped over my mouth. Very close to my ear, a deep voice growled, "If you move or cry out, I will kill you." Terror froze me, wide-eyed, staring into darkness. I couldn't move. I could barely breathe. As I stood gasping, his grip left my arm and snaked around me, clasping both arms forcefully to my sides, pressing my back against the surface that might as well have been a stone wall, had I not known it to be his chest. His hand left my mouth, but within an instant, before my trembling lips could shape a sound, in the dim night I saw a glint of steel, long, tapering to a point, like a shard of ice, a knife blade. In the East End of London, after dark, August 1888. The only light struggles from the few gas street lamps that remain unbroken, and from the pots of fire suspended above the cobblestones, tended by old men selling boiled sea snails outside the public houses. The stranger, all dressed in black, from her hat to her boots, slips from the shadow to shadow, as if she were no more than a shadow herself, unnoticed. Where she comes from, it is unthinkable for a female to venture out at night without the escort of a husband, father, or brother. But she will do whatever she must in order to search for the one who is lost. Wide-eyed, beneath her black veil she scans, seeks, watches as she walks. She sees broken glass on the cracked pavements. She sees rats boldly walking about, trailing their disgusting hairless tails. She sees ragged children running barefoot amid the rats and the broken glass. She sees couples, men in flannel vests and women in cheap straw bonnets, reeling along arm in arm. She sees someone lying along the wall, drunk or asleep, amid the rats, or maybe even dead. Looking, she also listens. Somewhere in a hurdy-gurdy spews a little jingle into the sooty air. The black-veiled seeker hears that tipsy music. She hears a little girl calling, "Daddy, Da," outside her door of a pub. She hears screams, laughter, drunken cries, and sweet vendors calling, "Oysters, sauce 'em in winegar, swaller 'em whole, fat, unfoul, fair a penny." She smells the vinegar, she smells gin, boiled cabbage, and a hot sausage, the salty waft of the nearby harbor, and the stench of the river Thames. She smells rotting fish. She smells raw sewage. She quickens her pace. She must keep moving, for not only is she a seeker, but she is sought. The black-veiled hunter is hunted. She must walk so that the men who are pursuing her cannot find her. At the next street lamp she sees a woman with painted lips, smudged eyes, and waiting in a doorway. A hansom cab drives up, stops, and a man in a tailcoat and a shining silk hat gets out, even though the woman in the doorway wears a low-cut evening gown that might have once belonged to a lady of the gentleman's social class. The black-clad watcher does not think the gentleman is here to go dancing, She sees the prostitute's haggard eyes, haunted with fear no matter how much her red smeared lips smile. One like her was recently found dead a few streets away. Slit wide open, averting her gaze, the searcher in black walks on. An unshaven man, lounging against a wall, winks at her. "Missus, what are yer doing here all alone? Don't yer want some company?" If he were a gentleman, he would not have spoken to her without being introduced. Ignoring him, she hastens past. She must speak to no one. She does not belong here. The knowledge does not trouble her, for she has never belonged anywhere. And in a sense, she has always been alone, but her heart is not without pain. She scans the shadows, for she has no home now. She is a stranger in the world's largest city, and she does not know where she will lie her head tonight. And if, Lord willing, she lives until morning, she can only hope to find the loved one for whom is searching. Deeper and deeper into the shadows in East London dockside slums, she walks on alone. End of chapter 1.